Good evening there, YouTube. JS Miner 87 coming to you live on the DFS Quarry channel. I am doing a solo breakdown today. Joe Miner 3131 unfortunately had a little flat tire on the road today, I suppose. And I think he just, personally, this is my opinion, I think he's seen it's a 14-game main slate, and he wants no part of that, which, you know, kudos to him, right? Kudos to him for not having to break down this one. You know me, I gab a lot about the games, sometimes a little bit too much maybe, but I'm going to try to do my best to keep it around an hour, 10 hour and 20 minutes here for us. Feel free to get in the chat too. Yeah, we're going to break this down. Some key injuries to note of Matt Cullen left the Pens game the other night. Patrice Bergeron's the big one now for Boston, supposed to be out like 4 weeks. So that's going to have a major impact, and we'll break down each game as we go. It wouldn't be right if I didn't continue on with Joe Miner 3131's rant of what in the hell is the NHL doing with this schedule today. Game hasn't even started yet. San Jose Edmonton is the only game tonight at 10:30, and we got a 14-game slate tomorrow, and DraftKings is giving us every bit. Oh man, tomorrow key is play 5 to 7 lineups here, you know, because there's going to be a lot of variance. It's going to be big. Just so you guys don't have to look at me on my great Messi shirt here. Wrong sport, I know, but I am going to switch over to screen share and do my best to kind of help you guys follow along and show you what I'm looking at here. Not that I'm embarrassed or anything, but as you know, then we'll go live here with the screen share. All right, seems to be working here. And let's just start this breakdown right away. I got the chat open on my phone. That way I can see if Mitch or anyone else is out there watching. And here we go, this breakdown here. First game up on the slate here, we got Toronto Maple Leafs heading into Carolina to take on the Carolina Hurricanes. Toronto is a 115 away team favorite with an over-under of 5.5 here. Notice here, in parentheses, the CONF, that stands for confirmed. So anyone that does not have the CONF there, that's not been confirmed. So according to Left Wing Lock here, we got Frederick Anderson going to take on Scott Darling. So we will assume that, and we'll adjust for that. Toronto winners of 4 straight, and Carolina winners 2-1 game the other night against the Devils. Yeah, you're right, Cole. And Cole, I did see your message there about the making sure that even if the contests don't fill, they kind of adjust the winnings and whatnot and play it out even under. Joe Miner there, he handles all that, but I'll make sure to let him know to look up that setting and make sure, you know, if it doesn't fill up, we're still in the action. So I just wanted to throw that out. But let's look at this here. Toronto, certainly they've got it together here without Matthews in the lineup. So I think you continue here. First off, I'd like to break down. We'll break down here. What do we got? Toronto on the road. Look at this. They're 9-1 on the road. 4.5 goals for, 2.7 against. Power plays third in the league here, and 5th ranked penalty kill. Carolina, I think they're around 18th in the league on the home there, 2.7 for, 2.8 against. And a couple other tabs I kind of look at. Carolina shooting 40.3 shots per game, giving up 26.4. Toronto shooting 31.4, giving up 32.5. You are definitely right, Cole. This is a huge slate. Going back to your thing here. For me, it's still top line here. Tavares and Mitch Marner certainly a great play. Hyman had a goal the other night too, so that's nice to see him getting into this production here. I know the what we saw lacking when he first joined this squad was a lot of shots here. You know, now he's up to at least 15 shots in the past 5 games, so that, you know, that's a 1.5 floor at 3,500. Zach Hyman's in play, folks. Even if you wanted to do a Marner Hyman or a Tavares Hyman. Kapanen had some production the other night as well. I mean, any of these top 2 lines are really good. It's really going to be hard to think that you're going to need to go to these 3rd and 4th lines for anyone tomorrow night. Morgan Riley, keep playing him, guys. 6,900. I know he's expensive, but his production is there. 6 points in the last 5, 14 shots, 5 blocks. This guy is an animal this year. And you can see, I mean, I don't think I have any interest in anyone else defensively for them. And you see the power play there. You know, I guess you could run Kadri with Marner or Tavares as well if you wanted to look at the power play, or Marlowe. All these guys are in play. I wouldn't really this second power play unit I'm not sold on. But Frederick Anderson at 8,200, a little bit pricey. I don't know if you're you know what, Frederick Anderson's in play if he starts tomorrow. I mean, you got a Carolina team that shoots the puck, and personally, I don't think their goal production's really been there as of late. You know, looking at their last 3 games, a 3-2 win versus Chicago, a 4-1 loss at Columbus, and a 2-1 win against the Devils. So I'm not too sold on Carolina being able to score goals against Carolina myself, even at home. When you look at this Carolina team here, what is it? I think they had 2 quick goals there the other night. Stahl still can't produce very much. I think Brock McGinn had his goal just the other night as well, 3,300. But you know what, guys? All right, Michael. Yeah, we'll get that contest down and we'll throw it out there. Certainly, but we even got a new subscriber there. I'll have to get his name and let us know who the new subscriber is. I can't think of it off the top of my head here, but yeah, we're coming along, guys. I mean, we're about a quarter way into the season. I think we're a little over 50-some subscribers. So I don't know what Joe's perception of it is, but I think it's going pretty well overall. You know, doing these main slates, and you know, we're having fun doing it. So we're gonna keep on going. But yeah, I'm not too sold on these guys. I just don't see the production happening. I can see them scoring 1, maybe 2 goals tomorrow, and it's not by the same line. So you know what? For the sake of time, maybe Aho as a one-off only. Let's just steer clear of that, and we're going to move right on to the next game here. Let's go right into that slate. Canadiens, Devils. Let me load up their stuff. And wow, that's loading there. At least I'm getting the gist of how the computer loads here on multiple tabs. I'm a multitasker here, so I got these tabs up on Google Chrome all the time. They never leave my page. So this laptop, that's the only thing it's used for. So all right, well, that has come up here. Right now we got the Montreal Canadiens. I don't know why they did that. All right, there we go. Montreal Canadiens traveling to New Jersey to take on the New Jersey Devils. New Jersey is a 115 home favorite with a 5.5 over/under. Not confirmed yet, but we are Left Wing Lock has projected Carey Price for the Canadiens and Keith Kincaid for the Devils. See, Montreal is 3-2 in their last 5, just coming off that overtime loss against the Capitals the other night. New Jersey is, what is that? They're 2-3, coming off that loss to Carolina the other night. So, what do we like here? Let's go take a quick look here. New Jersey, much better team on home ice, and this is a well-known stat that New Jersey's been terrible on the road. I think they're 2-8 now with that loss the other night, and they're 6-1-2, 3.6 goals for, 2.2 against. I know we have a hot Montreal team, guys. I mean, they're playing well. They're 5-3-2 on the road. Power plays near the bottom of the league. Their penalty kills pretty well, shots here, what are we looking at? Montreal takes 32.8 shots. New Jersey takes 33.1. So, kind of about the norm. Low 30s seems to be the normal here. What do we like here? I look for I'm game scripting this for New Jersey here. I'm game scripting for New Jersey on home ice. Pavel Zacha is now in play. This guy, I've watched him over the past couple games. I've watched them actually. He's starting to come up through. They were saying he missed a little bit of time, but he's gotten a couple of goals in those past few games and might be a viable option here on the power play. Kyle Palmieri, Taylor Hall, Travis Zajac. Certainly, I think I want at least shot production here. So that's why I'm not as sold on Zajac, but I love Hall, Palmieri. Usually if they're winning, that's a good reason. Blake Coleman had a shorthanded goal the other night. Great production, 19 shots here on that third line, though. I'm not sure how much. This is a guy you need to look at because I know, like, when you go over here, and let's just this here is the line production here on this New Jersey Devils. And then what I looked at here, because you see no power play points for Coleman, right? So you want to look at where is these lines come in. And I think it's the past 10 games. You know what we'll do? We'll look at it anyway. We'll look at it anyway, folks. 10 games here. Just to do it. And this is the research you want to do because these line combinations are changing. Could they change mid-game and he come back up? Sure. But you see here, 2 goals for was Palmieri, Zajac, and Coleman. So there's 2 goals. Saney, Coleman, Anderson, 1 goal for. You got Anderson, Zajac, Coleman, 1 goal there. Neeson, Boyle, Coleman, 1 goal there. So you count that. That's like 5 goals there. You go back, 3 goals, 2 assists. So that tells me, he's with Saney Anderson, right? Right there. 1 goal for, 1 goal against. So that changes your production a little bit, right? So that's what I did with Coleman, to try to look at it. And I'm going to dive a little bit deeper, but 5,100, pretty steep price to pay for a guy that's on a third line, right? Defensively here, I've still been on Severson at 4,900, 5 points in the past 5 games, 11 shots, 5 blocks, still on there. Andy Green, look at these numbers, guys. 13 shots, 13 blocks, 3,900. That's a great price, and I think you're going to need that price tomorrow. Lovejoy, I'd have no issues with him there. 10 shots, 9 blocks at 3,500. Chances there. He's getting about 17 minutes of ice time over the past 5. Do we need to – let's take a look here one more time at this here. Devils 16th at 3.8 penalties a game, power plays per game. Middle of the league. Yeah, you can kind of look at that, I'm still kind of sold on Palmieri Hall only if I were to look at this game. Is Keith Kincaid in play? I think he is. I think he is in play. You got this Montreal Canadiens team, very hot lately, you guys. Oh, what do we got here? Yeah, at least a 2-goal minimum in the past 5. So they're scoring goals here pretty consistently, pretty regularly. Tatar, great production here. You wish he'd have maybe a little bit more assists, but he's scoring goals. Maybe shoots a little bit more. I think he's still in play. Gallagher, 18 shots, still in play, guys. At Donald, at this 3,900 price tag is still, that's a great deal for 18 minutes of ice time. And look at this line, see the line he's on. That's great. And even if you wanted to pair on such a big slate, a 3,900 with a 6,200 for a pair is not bad in the DFS world. This second line has been lights out. Actually, if you look, let me see here if I got the, okay, so in the past 10, 8 goals for, 6 against for the first line. And then down here, 9th in the league, Drew and Domi Shaw. So 2 lines out of the top 10 for goals for in 5-on-5 hockey for the Canadians. So that's great. They've been a real good team as of late. And even Arturi Leikkanen at this 4,300, Jesperi Kotkaniemi for 3,600, they're in play. And if you wanted to do a heavy, high-price stack on another game and dip down to this third line, this here is actually pretty good ice time for a third line, 15 minutes and 13 minutes. And I think that's because they are on that second power play unit, as you can see. Yeah, well, at least Kotkaniemi is. No interest in price here. And Petrie still have interest at 5,000. His price continues to drop. I'll take that. Yeah, Raiders fan. Joe had he said he blew a tire around my area. So that was even at 4:30 and he was still around me, and it's like a 4-hour drive. So he wasn't getting home till way late. So that's where he is. And I will try to get, at least a picture posted to the old Twitter of DFS Quarry. My team did win the championship the other night. I know you guys don't believe that I don't play. Raiders fan, you tend to side with Joe, but that's okay. He needs more friends than I do. Nah, just kidding. But, hey, another championship win. I'll get the photo out to the DFS Quarry page. Still would have rather been talking DFS hockey here. But let's move on, guys. We got third game here. Islanders taking on the Rangers. The Rangers are a 130 home favorite with a over/under of 6. Islanders are projected to put Lehner in the net, and Georgiev is confirmed. Islanders been playing well. Yeah, they're 2-3 actually in their past 5. So that perhaps this here is a repeat game too, as of from the other night, if you recall, where the Islanders won in a 7-5 game. So the story of that game, goals, goals, goals. That's probably why the Rangers aren't playing Lundqvist this game. And it might be why Grace might not be in net. So different look on this game. But let's analyze here, shall we? Islanders are definitely coming off a 6-2 stomping. Their goalies need some better production. The last 2 games giving up 5 goals, then giving up 6 goals. So they're probably looking for a little bit of redemption. And the Rangers winning 2 in a row since that last loss of the Islanders here. Looking at this here, guys, look at this top line. It's coming down in price, and that is due to you aren't seeing the production like we did. Personally, I wish they'd kind of maybe, to get a little bit of adjustments here, bump up Brock Nelson and bring back down Barzal and see if that mixes things up a little bit. But they haven't done that, so we'll look. Look at this Rangers team. Home ice, guys. Home ice, Rangers number 2 in the league, 8-3. But they get no goals, 2.74, 2.1 against. So that's a little stat that you might want to look at. Let's go down and find the Islanders. Where are they? Islanders are 15th in the league, 500 on the road, 3.1. Yeah, I'm not too sold on this one, guys. It is that interstate rivalry here. Let me go back here and look. Islanders are 22nd and 6th on penalty kill. You look at the Rangers, they're 21st in power play, 10th on the penalty kill. Yeah, I don't like penalty kill at all. So I think it's your normal guys here. If you wanted to take a chance, Kuhnhackl with Nelson maybe. I wouldn't go spend happy on this game because I don't really care for this one here, especially being in New York. Well, obviously New York, but at the Rangers at MSG here. Maybe Barzal is a one-off with that shot production, could be in play there at 5,500. That's a good price tag there. Third line, if you'd want to one-off Beauvillier, I think he had 2 goals the other night, if I recall. He 4 goals in 5 games at 3,300. It's a shot. Defensively, maybe Boychuk here, 21 shots, 5 blocks, 4,200. What is that for? That's 4 shots. That's 2-point floor at 4,200. He might be in play there, especially he is down here getting some power play time on that second power play. Cal Clutterbuck, 2 goals. I don't think you're going to need him on a big slate like this, but 2,500 there for some power play chance time. That's not bad. Stay away from the goalies in this game, as I said. Going to the Rangers, I don't like the Rangers without Zuccarello. I don't know if he's coming back or not yet. He was dealing with an injury. This Chital has been on a tear at 3,900, 4 goals, 14 shots, 2 blocks in the past 5. I've noticed it. I've seen it, and I'm like, oh man, I don't keep playing them. So Kreider and Chital could be a good combo to play. Like I said, you're probably looking at 4 to 6 line combos here. VC had a real insane goal the other night against Dallas. Going down to here, Neil Pionk still. The dude's still producing. Not on the goal side, but still 4 assists in the past 5 games, 6 shots, 6 blocks, all on the power play. So if you don't think they're going to score in the power play, it's going to be a low one. I wouldn't spend the 5,200 on them. But that's all I like here. No goalies in this one, guys. That was a pretty quick one, and we can move right on to the next one because we got a lot more action going. We got the Dallas Stars heading to Pittsburgh to take on the Pittsburgh Penguins. Pittsburgh somehow still on the site we use as a 145 home favorite, over under of 6. Khudobin expected to start in net against Matt Murray. I think they said Bishop was dealing with an injury, so we'll keep an eye on that. Let's load up the Dallas side and the Penguin side. I swear, since it's been mid-season here, probably, that I cannot get Dallas right. When I play Dallas heavy, they don't score. When I don't play them, they get multi-point goals from their top line, and I'm not a part of it. So, yeah, I haven't been much of a fan. And Mitch, if you're out there, sorry, buddy. They're starting to act like San Jose Sharks with me here. Dallas, as we know, a little trouble on the road, but they have gotten a little bit better here. The Penguins, as those that follow the Penguins closely like myself, Murray has been nothing short of atrocious this season. I know the analysts keep saying he's still grieving the loss of his father from last year, and then blaming on a little injury here and there. And I'm the type that just says, let's stick to the basics. He sucks this year. He absolutely sucks this year. That's the basics. You you as a sports fan, like, yes, we can respect the fact and certainly sympathize. The guy lost his father, but I mean, you have to say the season continues and you got to expect production here. So do I expect maybe a game stack in this one? As you've seen, Penguins coming off a 5-4 Buffalo loss there at home. They were up 4-1 in that game and lost in overtime, which I was on DeSmith, but hands down, the overtime goal he gave up to Jack Eichel was terrible. So DeSmith, these are reasons why you're not a full-time starter. You got to make those saves. And Dallas coming off a 2-1. What is that? I think it's a 2-1 loss the other night. I have it as a win, but they lost, I believe, the other night. Yes, yeah, you're right, Raiders fan. And in that overtime period, it's not even just the defensive from the D standpoint. It's the offensive guys, the wingers, being able to play D. In that game, Malkin lost an edge in the overtime. I think Kessel lost an edge in overtime, or Rust or someone. They couldn't stay on their skates at all, and it was ugly to watch. But production-wise, these guys have still been a good fantasy value, though. I mean, we're not winning games, but look here. This Pearson had 2 points the other night. He's back, baby. He might fit in. Yeah, you are right. No back check. This is what happens when the Penguins lose. It hasn't been the same lately. Usually, like, Malkin comes out in a big fashion when they're on a big losing streak. But he's actually been the type to, like, not back check since this losing streak. I don't know. He's just frustrated badly. But he's still in play at 7,200 along with Kessel at 6,900. I like that Malkin and Kessel are back. It frustrates me to no end that they will not keep Kessel with Malkin. I understand. Like, I don't like this. Hey, we need balanced scoring, balanced scoring, balanced scoring. We don't have balanced scoring. We have no 5-on-5 goals at all. So what's it matter? You might as well just keep these guys on their line and draw penalties and score on the power play like you're used to. So keep these guys together, which is a little more doable when you got Brassard back on the ice. No offense here. I look for some changes here because I look for Crosby to be back in this lineup tomorrow. And if so, I think this will put Crosby with maybe Aston Reese and Russ, or Simone and Rust. I don't think – maybe they'll keep him with Sprung, but I don't know. But if that's the case, it looks like Grant will be the bump out. No, they might take Sheehan out. Sheehan was a healthy scratch the other night. But anyway, Crosby's in play. Should he play? Malkin and Kessel in play, no matter what. It is Khudobin. I like them against Khudobin. Hornquist, this guy's been an animal. Complete animal. Blake Hornquist with Gensel, I have no issues with that pairing. But I think you got a pair in this game, guys. I think you got to pair them up. I wouldn't do a one-off in this one because I think there's going to be points. Letang at 6,600. I don't want to spend that much on a defenseman tomorrow. Not with 1 goal, 1 assist. I don't want to do that. Looking at this Dallas team, I don't know. Spezza here, 4 points, 3,800. Yeah. I mean, it is Murray in net, so you can expect any one of these three guys would go off. I'd have no issues taking Sagan and Radulov at those high prices. You better find a game that gets you a lot of minutes and low price tags, though. But the beauty is you have that. You have that. I mean, Calgary's playing. They have some depth with some cheaper prices. So, I mean, it's really this first line. Dickinson's starting to score. He has a couple points in the past 5 games. But, yeah, I mean, I don't see much. Spezza, a few points on that power play at 38, like I was saying. Lindale at 4,400. This is a great defensive play. He's really coming together, especially needed to take the reins after the injury here to Klingberg. So Lindell, he's in play. Kudobin, no. I don't like Kudobin. Do not like Murray in this one. Let's keep on going on. Will do, Raiders fan Cole. We'll get that contest right out there tomorrow. I'll tell Jost while he's on the road. Next game, we got Chicago Blackhawks going to Washington to take on the Washington Capitals. Washington, a 160 home favorite. Corey Crawford on the road, starting for the Blackhawks with Braden Holtby confirmed in net for Washington. Washington coming off that 5-4 overtime win. Good thing Joe didn't take that bet. In the live chat on the game the other night, I told him to bet me I'll take Montreal, and he's like, I'm not betting you on that. And he would have won again. I would have owed him a couple bucks. But yeah, here we are. The other night I was going to play Sod, and I totally didn't, and he had a goal. This Capitals team, they've had some injuries here, and it's been injuries to their core guys. Nothing major from what I'm gathering from looking at it. Yeah, you're right, Raiders fan. Orpik is out. What is it? I think 4 to 6 weeks. Not like he was too much value. I mean, mainly a depth player. He was down on this third defensive pairing, I'm pretty sure. Like probably around that 13-minute mark. Let's just check for sakes here. No, they have him at 3.7. He must have missed games or something. But here's your key injuries of note right here. This Evgeny Kuznetsov and TJ Oshie. I really haven't seen definitive kind of news on whether they will play or not. As you see, as I'm scrolling here, Bergeron out for at least a month. That's big news. But looking at this, you still got Ovechkin at 7,800. He's still in play. And yeah, I like Capitals all the way in this one. I like the Capitals on home ice a lot more. So usually when I'm looking at Capitals, it's this power play unit. I like Ovechkin, Backstrom, a lot of money. Carlson in play as well, a lot of money there. I understand that. But with a lot of money come a lot of points, and I think they're going to see a lot of them. Dmitry Orlov, if you don't want to pay for the Carlson price tag, Orlov has been real productive with 6 points in the last 5 games at 4,700. Holtby in play, absolutely in play. You got this here, Chicago team, where are they at? I think, let's see how much they shoot. 32.4 shots on goal per game. So I'm okay playing Holtby at that price. That's 7,900 tomorrow. Yeah, Blackhawks, I have no interest. I have no interest at all. No one. This is too overpriced for Kane tomorrow at 7,700. Not worth the price tag, and you're not getting no production there. So that's easy. That's easy enough. Right there, no Chicago, guys. Skip them. Let me answer this here. Well, Cole just asked in the chat, what games do I think are going to go off for the most goals? And I think you're going to get a lot of goals from this Tampa Bay Panthers game. I think this Ottawa Wild game has a chance for a lot of goals. This Jets Flames game has a chance for a lot of goals. And the Penguins Stars game has a lot of goal potential, along with the Islanders Rangers. Those are my highest ones. And you know, and by highest I mean likely to hit 8 goals between the two teams for sure. And that's, I mean, as much as it's a time commitment researching this, I was on like 2 hours before here preparing and looking up, getting these 5, the past 5 games and trying to get a good breakdown and good gist. I'm excited for this slate. This is great. This is exciting. Tomorrow's going to be a lot of points, man. I look forward to it. And we're going to this next game, the Philly Flyers against the Buffalo Sabres. And Cole's prediction for a lot of good goals, and we're going to look at that. Buffalo is a home 135 favorite with an over-under of 6. And look at this here. Cole's got it right there. A. Lion. I forget his first name. It's like Andrew or something. Going against Carter Hutton. Carter Hutton he was the sole reason why they beat Pittsburgh the other night. Dude was making some pretty insane saves. Pretty insane saves. And from a Pittsburgh fan, I didn't like it. So let's look. I know JVR, I think, is pretty close to coming back, but I don't think they've confirmed that. But I've been kind of keeping out for them. But let's go over here. Philadelphia has lost 3 in a row against Florida, the Devils, and Tampa Bay Lightning. They did come back against the Lightning to send that game to overtime, 6-5. Buffalo, as you know, I think they're on, 8-game win streak? I think it is. They definitely should have lost against the Penguins, like I said. And it's power play, definitely, for Buffalo. It doesn't even matter what I think here on their power. Yeah, they're 11th in the league on power play. They're 8th in penalty kill at home. You look at Philly. Where are they at? Philly on the road. They're 5-3-1. They're 29th in the league. So a couple from the bottom on penalty kill. So Sabres, power play is where we're going to look at. And yeah, that's true, Raiders fan. They have been on the road for 3 games here. Pittsburgh's not far from Buffalo. Maybe that could be a sign of the other way to look. But I mean, the thing that scares me about this here team, even though you point out the road game, is Alex Lyon. I don't know. Let me click and see if it opens it. All right, Lions 2-2 with a 3.54 and 0.910 with their AHL team. So that's what we're dealing with, guys. That's what we're dealing with this Philly team. An inexperienced goalie going up against this red-hot Buffalo Sabres team. Red hot. And Raiders fan and Cole, you very well could be right that this is a trap game, that maybe people will be so keen on that Buffalo top line. But let's go ahead and then get into this here. This top line, since we've called them out, yeah, Joe, I know I was mentioning, I'll admit it, that I was not big on Konechny. Maybe he hurt me because now he's shooting an awful lot and getting some goal production at 5,200. I like that, and I'm okay with that. Couturier, 6,100, 14 shots, 7 points. These guys are all in play. And I'm sticking to pairs on this Philly line. I'm not going to their power play. I'm not going that route. And looking at this here, if I had any interest, it'd obviously be Patrick Voracek, but little interest there. Actually, I'm going to stick to this top line. I'm not doing a 3-person. I would pick maybe one guy even. Maybe if you wanted to just go Konechny, shooting an awful lot, I could be okay with that, hitting him up in a utility slot. Looking at the defense for Philly here, Robert Hagg, 15 blocks, 8 shots, and the past 5 at 4,500. That's okay. I like that better than the 6,100 of Gostisbehere. Cole, I might take your word for it, buddy. You got a lot of points in that contest the other night, and I've been pretty stale lately. But yeah, what is that? Yeah, DFS is is that on the side here that's not there. That's weird because definitely left wing lock had Lyon. let's see what they said here about the line, if they're actually starting them. Well, obviously, if it's AHL. Yeah, it says share the crease. So I don't know what that means. I would think that they would start Pickard. I mean, it's not a back-to-back. He's not hurt. I don't know. We'll have to keep an eye out on that. Who knows? I believe daily faceoff more than left wing lock, but left wing lock's easier to see all the goalies on the start. Let's go to this Buffalo line here. Look at this production. Jack Eichel, 7,400. Dude's shooting a ton. Like I said, that one goal was probably the overtime goal, so it shouldn't have even been a goal. But hey, 25 shots, we'll take that at 7,400. Pominville's numbers have come down substantially. But remember when I said to you guys, it's the power play here. So you run Skinner, you run Eichel. I'm okay with that. I'd be okay if you just took Skinner and then ran Sam Reinhart in that as well. Middlestat had a goal the other night against the Penguins as well. I did run Kyle Okposo. I was in the chat the other night, and I was like, is that Kyle Okposo on the second power play against the Pens? He had, I think, 2 assists. So he was a good play for me too. So I would not be opposed to even running like Pominville Okposo on the second power play unit and even Ristolainen as well. So that's where I'm at on this game, guys. And it's all Buffalo still. I don't have any trust in the Flyers goaltending to think that they can stop a team who's won 8 straight. Gonna look for 9. So, but I think it was Cole's point. I don't think the Sabres are only going to give up 1 or 2 either. I don't trust Hutton to do that. So, could be a game stack possibility there. Next up, we got the Boston Bruins going against the Detroit Red Wings. And should I say the red-hot Detroit Red Wings. Boston is a 145 rated favorite somehow with a 5.5 over-under. This asterisk on my sheet, if you guys are wondering what that asterisk means, I just put that there because those 3 games here are regular season matchups that have happened before. So the Bruins have played the Red Wings in the regular season before this year. Hasn't been within the past 5, though. It was earlier in the year. But Tuukka Rask is confirmed in net for Boston, and Jimmy Howard is projected for the Detroit Red Wings. Detroit, I heard on the radio, I forget what date it was. It was a date in October that the Detroit Red Wings have the best record in hockey since, I think it was like October 12th or October something. So, and Boston dealing with some tragic news. I mean, Boston is very, very unfortunate with the injury bug. And as you've seen, the latest blow being Patrice Bergeron out for at least 4 weeks. That alone tells me if I'm playing anyone, it's just David Pastrnak. And look, DFS or DraftKings definitely knows that 8,200 for Pastrnak. Basically, this guy will now have to be their sole offense. Maybe you can run DeBrusque with 3 goals, but I'm not big on this Boston team. On the road, they're downright horrible. So don't play any Boston tomorrow unless you want to run, maybe just running Torrey Krug at 5,500. That's the only play in Boston that I have. This Detroit team, some injuries of their own. What is it, Vanek? But I think it was last week Vanek's out. But this Detroit team's been hot, guys. I mean, let's see. They are 4-1 in their past 5 games. Let's take a look here on their home stats, at least from. They are 5-4-1 at home, 2.9 goals for, 2.7 against. Kind of middle of the pack stats from the special teams perspective. So, I'm not sure where I stand on really zoning into the power plays here. Athanasiu, very good play still. Look at this. 6 points, 22 shots. He's great production. And then I still like Gustav Nyquist. Only 2 assists and 10 shots, but at 4,400 and the capability to score, he's in play as well for me. I like that second line a little bit more here. But I wouldn't be opposed to the Mantha Larkin here. Like I said, third and fourth line, I don't know if you need to go there with a 14-game slate. Mike Green at 5,000, I like playing him too. Chalowski, another viable option for tomorrow. And certainly Jimmy Howard is in play now that Boston has lost all that. No Chara, no Bergeron. I don't know. I mean, you would think they might want to run Marchand with Pasternak, but they're not. They're running York, and Krejci. So, yeah, that's where I'm at, guys. It's all Detroit for me. Next game up, we have the Florida Panthers traveling right across to the Tampa Bay to take on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Tampa Bay is a 145 home favorite with a 6 over/under. Roberto Luongo is set to be a net for Florida, and Domingue is in net for the Lightning. So let's open up their lines here. All right, so that is opened up. All right, guys, it's Mike Hoffman, simply put. The guy's on a tear lately. You cannot argue that at 6,800. A lot of scoring from this first line. Barkov, Hoffman. Do we note this here? This line hasn't been updated, but you would think Trocheck's not playing tomorrow. I haven't heard the news, but I did hear that he was actually took out on a stretcher in the last game. So you would think that's rough. Let's take a look here at the road team here for Florida. Florida 5-4 on the road. They do have the 4th best power play. So we're going to look at them for sure. And yes, I know, but Tampa Bay's got a great penalty kill. So it's going to be a good game here. I played Ekblad the other night when he has a goal at 3,900. That's a great price tag, guys. I would jump on board that bandwagon too. Keith Yandel at 6,400. I think the price just went up a little bit too much for that. Wouldn't be bad here if we could. Yeah, if you get that pair on the front line, you're getting that dual option threat on the power play too. Huberdeau, I don't think he shoots enough to warrant a 6,100 price tag. So I'm probably not going that route as well. Vetrano, Joe was saying the other night about him shooting a lot more and those prices went up. He did have a goal the other night, I'm pretty sure. So Vetrano back in play on that second power play unit. So if you wanted to run Ekblad, Vetrano, Hoffman, certainly a viable option to look at power play line 2. And you see, look at this. Hoffman with 3 power play points, a point there for Vetrano, 3 points for Ekblad, 2 for Matheson. This second power play is still in play, both of them. Tampa Bay dealing with some injuries of their own with Paquette was out the other night. Yeah, Raiders fan, I'm sure. Yeah, I would think he's out too. They haven't said the extent of any timeline yet, but Stamkos at 6,600. I still, man, he's on a cold streak here. It's been this second line, as we all know. Yeah, anyone that follows this team knows it's been this Braden Point, Tyler Johnson, Yanni Gourde line. And there's no reason to go against that right now. And I think it's just, yeah, I'm still going this line too. I'm not even going to like try to talk you into other things. At this price tag, I don't know why it's not kind of reversed. Like, I would think that Kucherov could be a little bit cheaper on that front, but if you're looking for cheap play here, like if you've played heavy in a couple lines and you need that one winger, Matthew Joseph has had some pretty fortunate lucks or fortunate bounces here lately as well. No Victor Hedman, I don't believe. For he did have a rocket goal the other night, though. Now I'm not on any defensemen here, and I'm not on the goalies. Yeah, you're. Was that early in the year, the Raiders fan? I don't know if that was even when. That was when Vasilevsky was in, right? And then yeah, that's what I do, Cole. I look at all teams past 5. But yeah, even with Florida, it was so hard to tell because they started off with those backup goalies before Luongo got healthy, and then now we got Vasilevsky out. But I mean, no knock on Dominguez. He's played solid. I just think Hoffman in that Florida offense is going to be a little bit too much. But let's go on. The St. Louis Blues traveling to the Nashville Predators. Nashville is a 185 home favorite, 5.5 over under. Jake Allen projected to start against Pekka Rinne. This scenario, I think, was like updated a long time ago. So let's just, I'm not even going to open St. Louis's screen. They're real, and they just fired Mike Yeo. They said they're not concerned about how long it takes to find a head coach. So it's all Nashville, right? All right, Nashville. Let's open them up and see. Yeah, Cole, I'm in a I just joined a quick. I mean, I'm not too big on the game tonight, but I just put a buck into just a quick one, and I favored San Jose pretty heavy. And I think the only Edmonton player I took was Klefbom. Oscar Klefbom. But yeah, let's go back into this. Like Joe said, we never hit these guys. Yarn Crook had the hat trick the other night. Joe said he got on the board to that. And then we had, who had the hat trick the other night for him? I thought there was another hat trick the other day. But for me, it's definitely Philip Forsberg's coming back into play. Pair him up with Craig Smith. These guys are shooting a ton. You're likely to have a great night. Even running the, I wouldn't even be opposed to running this three-person stack at home to do Forsberg, Johansson, Smith. Wouldn't be opposed to it, guys. Yarn Crook, 3 goals on 6 shots. That's not enough shots for me to be. These two are just not enough shots for me to be very set on. Yossi, he's firing shots at will at 6,700. I think he's in play. And usually I'm always a little hesitant to spend that much on defense, but that guy is in play. You play this top line here, Forsberg, Johansson, Smith. You go down to power play line 1, Johansson, Smith, Forsberg. So right there, you're getting a double bonus. And is there any doubt that that's the line you should play? I don't think so, guys. I think it's going to be a pretty ugly one for St. Louis yet again tomorrow, who has lost, what is it? They've lost 4 out of their last 5, and their only win has come from a struggling Vegas team. But other than that, they've been shut out 3 games out of the last 5. The only, yeah, I mean, and last game was 2-0 to the Kings. So when the Kings get 2 goals, that just tells you another team would have got 5. So let's go on to the next game here, shall we? No Blues. And Pecorine, he's in play. It's probably going to be expensive, though. Let's check his price if he is the starter. They are saying he's 8,500. Woo! Yeah, he's pricey. Next game here, Ottawa Senators heading to Minnesota to take on the Minnesota Wild. Minnesota Wild is a 230 home favorite, over-under of 6. Ottawa coming off a 7-5 loss to Florida. They are 3-2 in the past 5. Minnesota is 2-3 in the past 5, losing 2 games in a row to Buffalo and Chicago. What do we like here? Let's go. Minnesota at home. They're 6-2-2 at home, 3.3 goals for. They're 13th on the power play, and wow, boy, do they take the most penalties per game at home, 4.4 penalties a game. So let's see what that does for this Ottawa team. Ottawa, ooh, you see they're 2-5-1 on the road, giving up 5.3 goals a game on the road, and their penalty kills atrocious. Yeah, guys, for me, it's all power plays in this one. It's all special teams. Stats like that are what you really look for. That's definitely like getting 20 on blackjack, yeah, or getting I guess call it getting 11 on blackjack against a dealer 6. You know, double down, and we're gonna double down pretty heavy on this one. So let's take a look. And yeah, Cole, I seen that Ken Hitchcock, right? For Edmonton, I think it is. I don't know if they named him. I think he named him just interim, though, or something. But I don't know if they have officially announced, like, he's got the job. But I did see they relieved that guy of his duties here. Let's go straight down, guys. What we were telling you, we're going right down to these power plays. You see that it's been Zingle and Duchesne here. Duchesne is a must play. 6,100 for 11 points, 18 shots. 6,100. That's awesome. Even the first power play unit here, Brady Tkachuk at 5,800. He's in play. Bobby Ryan, 14 shots at 4,200 on that first power play. He's in play. Mark Stone, 6,800. He's in play. And Chabot at 6,500. Yeah, between Yossi and Chabot, those are your 2 best defensemen that I would not even have the trouble paying that price tag for. These guys are producing machines when it comes to defense. Personally, yeah, I look for a lot of goals here. I wouldn't be too big on the Ottawa side, though, because that away stat's a little concerning to me. They've been at home for the past 3 games, so this is their first red game in a while. But yeah, I would like Dubnyk here for the win. Dubnyk for the win, guys. Now, do I want to play him? You know, it's an option, I guess. It's an option. When I look at this Minnesota team, I'm not too sure on how heavy I would stack these guys as well. You know, you look at that penalty kill, worst in the league. So you immediately go to this first power play unit. I haven't liked Eric Stahl lately. 6,300 is just too much to pay for him. Yeah, Minnesota's got, in their past 2 games, they've lost. They're on a 2-game losing streak, scoring combined 3 goals. So, boy, Coyle on that first power play is an interesting play at 4,600. He's in play. He's in play at Coyle here. That's great price tag. And Suter defensively, this whole first power play line is in play. Yeah, Raiders fan, you're right. That is bad. 61%. That's bad. I would like to see which power play that time is breaking down here, because it wouldn't shock me if this second power play plays more time, especially with Dumba. I've played Dumba a lot lately at 6,000, and he's been productive. So look at either one of these power plays, guys. You can even run Parise Dumba. You can run Koivu Dumba as just a like forward defensive combo. Wouldn't have any issues with it. And I can't believe how terrible patterns become from Dallas last year to where he is now. Let's go on to the next one, shall we? Making it through now. We got the Vegas Golden Knights going over to the Arizona to take on the Arizona Coyotes. Vegas is a 110 road team favorite. Marc-Andre Fleury going up against Darcy Kemper. What do we like here, folks? What are we doing? All right, we got Vegas Golden Knights here. Vegas' past 5 games has went loss, win, loss, win, loss. Should we dare say the trend says they're getting a win? Maybe. Maybe. But this here is almost like a keep away game for me, to be honest. Arizona, loss, win, loss, win, loss. So both these teams have followed the loss, win, loss, win, loss. So we are bound to have that streak broken from one side. You look here at production. Home team, Arizona, they're 5-4 on the road, 2.8 goals for, 2 goals against. So not giving up a lot of goals. Vegas on the road, 4-9, not a lot of goal production either. And I look for this to be more of the same. More of the same. I like the way these price tags of this first line's trending, but still too much for me. I mean, I would think Marce's show has a point tomorrow, even a potential goal. But to pay 6,000, yeah, I guess he's in play. He's in play. The more I think about it, Marce's show and Riley Smith, I like that combo here. Colin Miller from the defensive side, 4 assists, 11 shots, 9 blocks, 4,300. He's certainly a good option. Eakin has still 4 goals in the past 5. I've played him a lot. He's done great. Fleury is in play at 7,500, 2-1. I look for them to win this game, and they will face a lot of shots against an Arizona team that takes a lot of shots. If you're game scripting Arizona wins, because, this might be a 2-1 kind of game, 3-1, 3-2, something along those lines. Oh, my God, is there anywhere you would see this, like the goals coming from? I don't even know where you predict these guys good goals from. No, don't play Arizona. Just don't play them. If you want to play anyone from Arizona, it's Darcy Kemper. If you think they're going to win, play it for the win and probably getting a lot of shots. But you know what? They're just too unpredictable, and none of them get a ton of shots to validate just doing it because they got 20 shots in 5 games. I mean, this is great value with Brendan Perlini on the second line, 2,900 for 1 assist, 12 shots. Wow. No Arizona for me. Next game, we have the Winnipeg Jets traveling to the Calgary Flames. Winnipeg, a 115 road favorite at the 6 over-under. Hellebuck going up against Mike Smith. And we have, both these teams can score at will. So I'm not on board with any goalie options here. No way. You with me on that, Raiders fan? You like a goalie in this one coming up. I don't think Mike Smith can contain this Winnipeg team. I don't think that Hellebuck can contain this Calgary team. This is a good game stack here, guys, for offense. And you look here on the away team, Winnipeg. Let's see where they are. 4-3. Wow, they only get 2.9 goals for and 2.6 on the. They take a lot of penalties on the road. Let's see. Yeah. Wow. Well, that's over the year. That's over the course of the year. Let's just look at Winnipeg's 4-1, their past 5 games, and their wins have come with 5 goals, 5 goals, 3 goals, 6 goals. They did lose to Buffalo, but like we said, Buffalo is on that huge win streak. That being said, let's ignore that. Let's just assume that the Winnipeg comes out that's going to score 5 goals. What does that show you? Calgary at home, 6-3. Look at this, 30th in the league, 67% penalty kill. It's his first power play unit. This has been the only time really that I've stacked a full line. I did it the other day, and it proved to be a pretty good play. So this first line back in play, guys. Scheifele, Line, Connor, Wheeler, Coughlin, all in play. And I'm on board with any of those plays. I don't think you need to look outside of anywhere else. If you don't want to spend that price tag, though, no. You've had no power play points on the second line. I'm staying with this one, and this is probably one of the better plays on the slate as well. So certainly don't stray too far from thinking that that's not a great play. Looking at, let's check here on home stats for Calgary. See if we got any. Okay, they are 5th in the league in the power play, going against Winnipeg, who draws the most penalties, but they are 10th in the league. But you know what? I'm going to still stay special teams on this one too, guys, on a power play that's been clicking. So, Tkachuk and Giordano, Monahan, Gaudreau, and Lindholm. These are great plays. Yeah, you're right, Cole. This is very, very expensive. You're not going to play them all. Certainly it'll be, pairs, if you ask me. I'm just content on any way you pair them. You could do a 3-person, I would think. But yeah, I'm on Calgary to score goals. It's just not as heavy as I am on Winnipeg. I think Winnipeg wins this game 5-4. I'm more sold on maybe Monahan at this 6,000 price tag and this 5,400 on Tkachuk. Do that line and keep it at that. Gaudreau, I'd have no issues at that. They're shooting a good bit and they're getting some production. Maybe Tkachuk and Monahan. I'm pretty sold there. Yeah, no goalies. No goalies in this one. Yeah, this is another one where yeah, Cole. You can take Flames top 3 if you think that. I mean, they are going well. The other one's projected to go Smith. This one here says Rittich. If you're looking at that, I don't know. I have a higher probability of thinking that this Winnipeg's going to score more than this Calgary team. Oh yeah, certainly. Yeah, it's certainly a chance you take. Whether you think if you're certain that these guys go off for 3 points, you're going to spend the 7,000 on the pair, and then just find a bunch of shooters or blockers for 3,000. Oh yeah, Cole. That's what I'm banking on. I'm banking on a 3 points from Shifley and Connor even against, if it is Mike Smith, against Mike Smith. I don't think Mike Smith's a good goalie. I've said it all along this year, and certainly the way the Winnipeg Jets have put up big goals since the returning from Finland, I'm on board. Next game here, not a lot of interest in Vancouver versus Anaheim. Anaheim's a 140 home favorite, 5.5 over under. Markstrom projected to go against Gibson. Gibson missed the other night, but I think they said it was an illness. So I don't know. I'm not going to spend too much time into this one, guys. I highly doubt a lot of plays, a lot of ownership comes out of this game. So is it a GPP play? Sure. I mean, if it hits somehow, I mean, that's the same way at lottery, right? If it hits, you chance that low ownership here. You can't lay it all on Vancouver, though. When you go down to this daily, here's why they're suffering. Look at the injuries. I mean, it's a shame, really, that their injuries have piled up that much. But look at this. I mean, they're 0-5 in the last 5 games. Anaheim is 1-4 in the last 5 games. So just goes to show you. I guess Burton in on that third line, but no. I guess this is where your price savings does come in, though, Cole. Now that you reminded me about, like, what plays do you look for if you want to run that Winnipeg stack? Or, likewise, not too much savings, but there is some savings in that Calgary to say, Tyler Mott would be in play, 3 points in the last 5 games at 2,600 would be a valuable play. Goldobin on the second line at 3,800, a valuable play for Gagne. Must have just got back off an injury, maybe. But a first liner at 2,600, a first liner at 3,300, these would be your plays if you're running that heavy stack, because there is potential. Right? You're getting minutes here. Leipzig just came back. That's why it says 11.68. But if you're going to pair him up with Horvat, who's had production this year, there's a chance you bump an assist in there, 2.5, 3 points for 3,300. You would take that, assuming you're expecting big things from your Winnipeg line. Cole, I love the communications that we're having in the chat. I know what you're thinking. I'm saying all the best top plays, and I get your point. I mean, we'd love 100,000 and play all the 7,500s. We'd all be making money, but just doesn't work that way. That's why I always find it a little bit more tough to pay 6,500 for a defenseman, right? Even Ben Hutton here, 2 points on the power play at 3,600, 3 assists, 6 shots, 5 blocks. I'm on board there as well. Like I said, no goalies here. Anaheim, let's see what kind of prices we get out of this Anaheim team on that. See, I don't know why this first line's that much. Maybe because they shoot a little bit more, but you're not cheap for a first line, but not a first line you want to go with. I guess Adam Henrique here at 3,600. He has the potential to score, and he does get power play time on this first power play. So 3,600, I think you could be okay there. Montour at 4,300, a defenseman. This is a good value defenseman here, guys. 4 points, 16 shots, 11 blocks over the past 5 games. This is actually a real good defensive choice for this slate and a really good price tag. Look at this FanDuel price, too. 4,100 on FanDuel. That's a good play. I guess you could say Anaheim's been riddled with injuries, too, of why theirs. Look at their 7 long. Yeah, I didn't want to say that, Cole, but I was thinking the same thing. I'm looking at this at 4,300. I'm like, should I just go on DraftKings app right now and pencil them in at least and reserve for a contest? Because that's awesome at 4,300. So yeah, I mean, I'm definitely on board with that. So there is a couple good value snags here in this game that I'm seeing, Cole. I was a little bit down on this game, but like thinking back to the price tag, I'm going to have to pay for those Winnipeg guys. I think my plays are going to come from this game. I mean, there are going to be a couple goals by each team, I would presume here. And especially if Gibson was sick, but he comes back, he might not be on top of his game. So yeah, a couple of good value plays there, guys. And let's go into this final game on the slate. We'll call it the low ownership game because it's a late game no one likes to play. The Colorado Avalanche traveling to the Los Angeles Kings. I don't know where we use this app. These numbers are totally true to the app we use. I promise you that. It says the Kings are a 109 home favorite against the Avalanche, 5.5 over under. This Kings team, Peterson, just came off his first shutout in the NHL to a very bad St. Louis Blues team that are really railing. Seaman Varlamov is projected for the Avalanche, and I understand the Kings got that win, and I'm sure they're happy about it, but I have no reason not to think that Colorado is going to just pour it on them. I mean, quite frankly, I don't see how they stop them. And Colorado's got – oh, man, why did I load Colorado twice? All right, hang on here. There we go. Colorado's got some depth scoring. Sorry, where's it got me at? I know I called the other day Carl Soderberg getting in the action, and yeah, you did, the Raiders fan, you did. But this first line here, that's the pricey line, and this is why I mean, my brother likes playing this line. For me, I don't know why McKinnon is an 8,100. Maybe I am naive. Maybe I'm missing the point. I understand he can get points, but man, 8,100 puts you in a real tough spot. Real tough spot for the rest of your lineup. I mean, I'd rather do a 769 with 7,000 and 6,900 with Rantanen and Landeskog and leave it at that and stay away. But with the depth plays that Colorado is starting to get, I think you look elsewhere and enjoy the savings and enjoy the potential that is there. You see Tyson Yost with 3 points in the past 5 games at 3,500. Goal update took 45 seconds in. Joe Pavelski scored. So that was fast. Welcome to the NHL there, Coach. Tyson Yost at the second line here. And Kerfoot is a great second line pairing over the past 5 games. And I think that they're going to get involved against this LA Kings. I understand Peterson has been Yeah, he played well the other night, but I don't know about him and tomorrow. And Soderberg on that third line for 4,900. He gets power play time, so you can't ignore a 4,900 price tag for a third liner. It's in play. Let's take a look over here, though. Home team Vancouver here. They give up 3.6. They're 15th in the league in penalty kill, but they are taking 4 penalties a game. Colorado has certainly kind of cooled down, but their power plays 5th in the league still on the road. So, oh, sorry, Cole. I promised you my app said Pavelski, ESPN. That they get that wrong every time. That ESPN app's garbage. I don't know why they even get involved with NHL since they don't even play games, but it does give me updates. Well, I'm glad it was Donskoy. I think I played Donskoy in the game. So hey, works for me. But let's keep finishing this game off, though, shall we? I think you look here at the second and third lines and take the price savings over spending high, personally. And this is just personal preference. I like Tyson Barrie defensively, too. He gets involved in that power play as well, and I think that's where your main setup's going to be. And don't be afraid to run Colin Wilson at the first-line center on that power play, too. I forget what my lineup is. I have to tweet it out or something, or let you guys know. But Varlamov, is he in play? Let me just take a look here. 27.9 shots per game. Cash game, I think he is in play. I don't care for that 8,300 price tag, but he stands a great chance to get you the 3 points. He does. If you ask me. I know, Raiders fan, you're big on the old Cal Peterson, and you know what? I want him to succeed. I want this LA team to succeed. I don't know why. They got enough good sports teams, but I don't know. I don't like Kovalchuk going there, but I always like Kopitar. Look at this, though. Actually, Kopitar and could be a nice option at 4,600. I didn't know he was that cheap. I think it's possible to run Kopitar and like Iafallo. I think these guys are in play for that big slate and looking for a little price tag savings with a lot of time on ice. I think these guys are in play on these two. Varlamov can have a bad game, guys. We've seen it. I mean, in their losses, he lost to Winnipeg 5-2, lost to Washington 3-2, gave up 3 to Anaheim. I mean, I think these guys are in play here. And if you don't want that first line, hopefully on the second line's all right. Kempe on this third line at 2,600. That's a potential play here. As well, 3 points in the last 5. Is Kempe on that power play by chance? Yeah, Kempe's getting second power play time, so he's in play too if you really need that 2,600 price tag savings. I wouldn't blame you. He'd be a good option to kind of go to. Yeah, Cole. Yeah, the more I looked at that, I was actually not even going to talk about the Kings, and I had this tab open, and I looked again. I'm like, 4,600 for a first liner? Kopitar, who hogs minutes? These guys hog minutes. If you looked for this first line, these guys probably play the most ice time out of any other winger in the league at 21 and 20 minutes. So these guys are in play. And yeah, I'm with you. This on the road, this Colorado team has been streaky. But I guess we'll play the game quick here, guys. I think it's been a little, what is it, about an hour? Okay, hour and 24 minutes. I know I've been a little long on this, but it was a big slate to break down. I tried to do my best on a solo show. I think me and Joe would have hit the 2-hour mark if we were both on there, but I think we're going to see the obvious plays. My inkling here, diamond stack, second line or worse, getting the 12 points or more in a DraftKings format is the rules we're going with. And I got two really, and I'm going to just say my first choice is to definitely keep on going with the Tampa Bay line too, guys. And Yanni Gord, Braden Point, Tyler Johnson against a Roberto Luongo that I think he was the one that even just gave up. Started in that against Ottawa the other night. It's hard to think that they are not going to score here. Minnesota too is a good play. My other one would have probably been Montreal's line 2, sticking with Jonathan Drouin, Max Domi, Andrew Shaw going into New Jersey. But I'm a little more confident in that Tampa Bay. A snowflake stack. I think I am going with. I'll tell you what, the risky call would be to say that Colorado line 1 against Cal Peterson's first home game. Raiders fan, what do you think? I'm not going that route. I'm actually going with this Boston Bruins line 1. And that is just due, like I said, it's going to be Pasternak. I think Pasternak's going to get some shots, but Pasternak, Krejci, and Bjork. Line 1, Boston, snowflake. And to finish it off, 14 games. Is there a goalie with a shutout tomorrow? And yeah, there probably is one. Let me look down through here real quick. Don't spend too much time on it. Give me. Oh, I was about to say Braden Holtby, but then I'm like, oh, this Capitals got injuries, a couple injuries. Give me Pecorine against the St. Louis team. To be honest, Cole, high ownership game that I think's the biggest bust. I'm thinking it's actually. I think the Islanders will be a little more high ownership with a bust potential. And I think Florida will have high ownership but could have bust potential with Domingo in that. So that would be my two. The highest ownership games, I still think everyone's going to probably stack a bunch of Nashville going up against the Blues. With that team really in shambles. I think everyone kind of goes to that Toronto to keep things reeling. So maybe even that Toronto-Carolina game can be a misleading game, right? I think that always leads – that game there is Toronto always draws a lot of high ownership. So I could see perhaps Carolina kind of stifling the Maple Leafs, which would bode in my favor because I'm not too heavy on Toronto. I see a lot of plays in this lineup, and I just don't know if Toronto is going to be in one of my plays. It could be. Not rolling it out. It's my first take, but I'm not. At first glance, I don't think I'm going to play much Toronto. Yeah, I'm here, Raiders fan. I was trying to give you guys a little bit of data that I look at. It makes it easier for you guys than to listen to my. You probably would have turned on some sports show that whatever is on, but you know what? We'll call it the last prediction before I go out of and leave you guys for the night. I think that Hoffman's point streak is snapped tomorrow. It said McDavid scored. Cole, I don't know if that's true, but let me see if before I go, let me open up my DraftKings lineup here and see if I'll tell you before I go who I played. And then I'll definitely get out of here. My wife's probably already nagging me to get to bed, but hey, you guys come first. 9:30 to 11. All right, I am in a triple up. I'm ninth in a triple up, 24.4 right now. My lineup is Pavelski, Brent Burns, Evander Kane, Clefblom, Jarvie for the savings, and then Donskoy. So that is my lineup. Probably should have played McDavid, but he was a pretty heavy price. But thanks for the championship. Congrats. Guys, we'll see you. Hopefully tomorrow. I don't know how many games there possibly be. Hopefully there's a nice 7-8 game slate for the day after tomorrow. And I'll see you then, and I'll give you guys the Thanksgiving wishes tomorrow night. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Don't forget, guys, like the video, subscribe the page, DFS Quarry, at DFS Quarry on Twitter. My handle personally is at JSMiner87 on Twitter. Guys, it's a pleasure. I'm loving that more people are watching live and getting involved in the chat. It's great. We'll try to keep involved in that chat. It makes it easier for us, gives us a little something extra to think about. Maybe you guys have different stats you look at that are fun to look at for us. We're no experts by any means. We're just out having a good time, BSing, making new friends. And, certainly, we do our best to research what we can. We're not trying to steer you in the right way, but we haven't quit our day jobs yet. We'll just go that far. But, yeah, hey, Raiders, Cole, I'll tell Joe about that, making sure that the contest is up tomorrow. And you guys, for everyone out there, good luck tomorrow, and we'll see you then. Good night.